The Frank Haith Show, brought to you by Don Thornton Cadillac, Pepsi, River Spirit, TTCU, The Credit Union, Bill Knight Ford, and St. Francis Health System. And now your host, Bruce Howard.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Frank Haith Show. I'm Bruce Howard, joined by the head basketball coach at the University of Tulsa, Frank Haith. And boy, what a week for you. You go 2-0, you win a home game, a big one against SMU, then you go on the road and get one as well.
Yeah, very solid week. You know, we talk about the back nine and, you know, in February, and our guys really played their butts off in both games. I thought we didn't shoot the ball particularly well all week, but we found a way to win by taking care of the controllables, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So the Hurricane now in 4th place in the American Athletic Conference standings as we start to go down the back stretch, if you will, or the back nine. And in a moment, we'll be back with the highlights of the SMU game a little bit later on, South Florida. Also a feature on Alex Foree, all coming up on the Frank Haith Show. We're back on the Frank Haith Show. Coach, you get ready for a Thursday night game at the Reynolds Center against SMU. How important is this one, huh?
Well, extremely. You know, you talk about a team that's coming here. I think they've won 6 in a row in our building. So, but where the standings are, all of us are right there together. So it's a real important game. We only play them once, so from a tiebreaker standpoint, extremely important.
Yeah, absolutely. University of Tulsa taking on SMU, and as Coach mentioned, they had won in the Reynolds Center, and this is very unusual. They had won 6 straight times in the Reynolds Center. Tulsa had won a few times in Dallas during that stretch, but at home, Tulsa had kind of struggled. But here we go, as it's a game on CBS Sports Network, and the Hurricane here in the early going down 3-0, but you get it inside.
Yeah, just a really good catch by Martins on the run, and took his time, kickstand, nice finish.
Martins would have 12 points in the ball game, and that's Jaleel Wheeler with the high-low.
We knew they were going to play a lot of zone, and we did a really good job attacking the middle of that zone, and there you see Jaleel making a nice high-low pass to Martins.
That's a missed shot, but as always, or at many times on offensive rebounds, you get a 3.
Yeah, and that's a nice kick out. We talked about that with our bigs. You know, we get second shot opportunities. When they got everybody in there, it's a great time to steal a 3.
And the students came out and forced, didn't they?
They were outstanding and really, really encouraged our guys. Nice, again, penetrating the zone, dump down to Daquan, nice finish.
Sterling Taplin with another nice job and a good catch, obviously, by Daquan Jeffries, who slams it home.
Again, you see us attacking that high post. There's Jaleel. Taking what the defense gave him, they backed off, nice little mid-range shot.
And Jaleel had a good solid week, didn't he?
He really did. You know, we thought he'd be good in the middle of that zone, and there he is again, kicking it out to Curran Scott for a wide open 3.
Scott making it 17-16. As you can see, SMU had ballooned their lead out to 4, but back you come.
So many of these clips, us attacking that high post, we stayed true to what our emphasis was, and there it is again, hitting the high post, and Junior back-to-back jump shots right in the middle of that lane.
Ties the game at 22 with about 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And down the stretch in the first half, you started to slowly take command of the game.
Yeah, you know, nice squeezing of the defense by Daquan, kick out to Corey, and Corey, obviously he's been shooting the ball pretty good.
And the Hurricane at that point up by 3, and you would go up even farther with a soft, what I call a soft dunk with Daquan Jeffries. That ball looked like it was too high for him to get to.
Yeah, I think the pass wasn't great, but Daquan was behind him a little bit as a set play, but good catch and finish by Daquan.
And that's a shot at the buzzer. They got 5 points in the last 6 seconds of the first half, and I know that kind of upset you a little bit because you really had a chance to go in the halftime with the lead. Unfortunately, you're down by 1.
Yeah, you know, we played pretty good that last minute and a half, and we had some poor execution plays. Allowed them on that 5-0 run and give them the lead going to half was a little discouraging, but I felt like we needed to get it picked up there in the second half.
And you did. What'd you tell them at halftime? You only shot 36%, but I think your energy level was something you talked about, right?
Change your look, and we talked about it, you know, being more aggressive, and we want the tempo to be at the way we want to play. They want to play slow, we want to play fast. And we got after it with the defense. There you see a nice execution pass. Before that with Junior, and now Corey hit an out-of-bounds play in the corner. Another transition look, kick ahead, and there's a Martins on the boards.
And that layup by Martins Igbanu makes it 37-31 TU. Moments later, Junior E2 would get free, knock that down. That's a 12-0 run for you.
Yeah, and I think before we stole, it was a nice trap on the baseline, on the wing over there, and caused a turnover, and we scored in transition there.
So the Golden Hurricane getting that lead up to 11 at one point in the early moments of the second half, and that gives you a 12-point lead. Corey Henderson.
Yeah, nice pass by Elijah, throwback pass. It's just a tough shot right here by Daquan, driving baseline. Really good finish.
Nice job by Daquan Jeffries, and the Hurricane up 49-35, one of the largest leads of the game.
Again, a big part of this week we were successful at is getting offensive rebounds, and there see Junior E2 grabbing one and putting it back in.
Yeah, and you know, you sometimes call them 50-50 rebounds. This one looked like a 75-25 in favor of the other team, and E2 got the 25%er, be able to really battle.
Yeah, 3 guys around him, and he ended up coming up with that ball, just having great hands and still pursuing the ball.
So the Hurricane up by only 5 at this point. How big was that shot?
Just a great individual play by Corey, you know, with his ball skills and creating that shot, and big shot. And this was a big shot too.
Yeah, that one gives you a 57-46 lead. So you go back up to 11, and they had knocked it down to 5, and they would make runs, but you guys responded every time.
And that was the most encouraging part about this game, was every time they made a run, we had an answer for it. And good pick and roll execution there by Jaleel and Martins.
Yeah, the assist by Jaleel Wheeler, and the Hurricane again keeping SMU at bay. Still not out of the woods yet, but what a play there by Daquan Jeffries. How athletic was that?
Yeah, nice to avoid the charge taken, and you know, it's a dribble drive play that we run, and just a great finish by Daquan right there, avoiding the defender.
Yeah, Melagu was trying to take the charge, and he got all the way around him for the layup, and now down the stretch, it's basically taking care of business, right?
Yeah, just a tough shot by Corey. You know, with 2 guys around him, good finish, and just a great win for us, Bruce. Really, really good win.
Absolutely. So the Hurricane winning by 9 over SMU. Junior E2, as we mentioned on the radio show, your alpha male is back, 17 points, 15 rebounds. But Corey Henderson obviously pitched in as well.
Yeah, and he was big. You know, down the stretch, you saw those big threes he hit late in that ball game to keep the separation going. And but a lot of guys played very well in that ball game.
Yeah, and that gets you to 5-5 and really sets the table for your trip going to Tampa, didn't it?
Yes, there's no question that we needed that win, but we need to go to Tampa with the idea that win doesn't do it. It's any good if we don't take care of business in Tampa.
Absolutely. In a moment, we'll be back with more as we take a look at Tulsa at USF. That's next on the Frank Haith Show.
Here's Taplin out front, left side to Jeffries. Jeffries steps through, and the layup up and good with 5 on the shot clock. Jeffries got the ball dribbling center, sidestepped a guy somehow and laid it up and in. 61-52 Hurricane.
Back on the Frank Haith Show, and Coach, after the big win over SMU, now you have to consolidate it. You go on the road to Tampa, taking on USF. Yeah, a team that's 1-9 in the league, but very capable.
Yeah, they're better than their record, because you look at their length, they're older, and they presented problems for us in the paint scoring. You can see we didn't shoot the ball well, but their size, they have 7'2", a 6'10", a 6'11", and we struggle scoring in the paint, but we played really, really hard.
Yeah, certainly played, as Coach said, played hard and did what you had to do with the controllables. Hurricane on the road in Tampa. And, you know, the atmosphere in the SMU game was absolutely terrific. You knew that, you know, South Florida, with their record, that sort of thing, they don't have the great atmosphere yet. They'll get it, certainly, as they have success. But you kind of have to generate your own emotion, don't you?
Yeah, and there we are early in this ball game, and, you know, Lawson struggled a little bit in the SMU game. He got a really good look there early in the ball game. Start off with a 3, but they went on a 8-0 run right after that.
And so that's obviously concerning for you at that point, but good ball movement here.
And I thought we shared the ball well most of the night, and got good looks, as that one was when we were able to knock it down.
Hurricane making it 8-6 at that point, down by 2. And I thought this was a big shot for Elijah Joyner.
Yeah, he had gone a couple games not scoring. Obviously it was a bucket that gave us the lead, but really big shot by him.
Hurricane down by 1, but then Daquan Jeffries gets one in for you.
Yeah, slipping behind the defense, good execution of OB underplay. We've done a good job with our out-of-bounds plays in terms of scoring.
And here's Jaleel Wheeler with the nice fake and the drive.
Attacking the closeout. Really good one more pass by Corey, and then Jaleel attacking the closeout with great strength and finishability.
And of course, he has, for 2 years for you, really done a nice job of finishing at the rim. That jump shot gave them the lead.
That young man had a good night. You know, he shot the ball extremely well.
Yep, Stephon Jiggets was probably their best player that night.
We've seen those layups by Sterling his career, where he throws it high off the glass, good finish by Sterling.
And with the game tied at 21-21.
Nice gap strip by Martins, getting his hand on the ball. We had 8 steals in this ball game.
I think Martins had 3 of them, didn't he?
Good drive by Kern. We've talked to Kern about that. You know, attacking closeouts are really good for him. He's a strong driver and really good finish.
And if he doesn't make the basket, a lot of times he gets fouled, right?
He does a really good job of doing that.
Junior E2 popping that one in, and you're starting to get a little bit of distance here late in the first half.
Yeah, nice pass by Elijah in transition. You know, we could see there's Junior stepping away and making one more pass, and good finish by Daquan.
And the catch was a good catch. That throw was a little bit behind him, did a nice job.
Yeah, as he saw the defender going to help on Junior, he was going to the basket. So it's kind of like one of those type of plays. But as you can see, we didn't shoot the ball well.
Yeah, but you crushed him on the board.
Yes, 12 offensive rebounds and 17 bench points. Those are the 2 positive things you look at there, and it gives you, you know, like I said, I thought we were playing really, really hard.
Absolutely. So now you go to the second half, and you can see that South Florida comes out of the gate quickly and ties the game here in the early moments of the second half.
And just a really good individual play by Jaleel right there, just staying with it and being determined, and had a nice finish over their guard.
And moments later, Jiggets would make a 3-pointer, and that gives South Florida the lead at 31-30. That lead would get up to 33-30 before you start making a comeback.
Again, they went zone one possession. We put Jaleel in the high post. Nice dump down pass to Junior, good finish.
So the Hurricane at that point with the 1-point lead, and now it's 4.
That was big. You know, nice one more pass to Junior in the corner. And Junior has had a really good second half in terms of scoring the ball, but also rebounding the ball.
And the Hurricane with that shot, again taking the 4-point lead, 39-35. And a timeout was called by USF, but that didn't stop you. And nothing would stop in the next couple of possessions here. Nothing would stop Daquan Jeffries.
Really good squeezing of the defense by Tapp coming off that pick and roll and making that pass to Quan. And Quan had ready hands, ready feet to knock that down.
Didn't have a great shooting day, but boy, those 2 threes really were important. Gave you a little bit of distance.
Yeah, a little cushion there, and then that was you know, Quan has got his feet set, 1-2, step in. He's a really good shooter, step in shooter.
You're not out of the woods yet, but you can maybe see the clearing a little bit at that point. And again, you're up by 7 at this point in Junior E2 with a nice shot fake.
Yeah, and a big time drive finish, you know, and he's made a couple threes that has kind of set that drive up.
Now down the stretch, you're only up by 5, about a minute to go, and you really need something here.
Yeah, and this is the Junior at the 5, and that's when people lose him because he's a pick and pop 5, and we get spacing, and he gets a wide open 3 there.
And a huge 3 that gives you a 60-52 lead, and we get to take a look at it again. Nice play by Corey.
Really good pass, and he drug his defender with Junior's defender with him, and then a throwback, and Junior knocked it down right at the end of the shot clock.
And that was that. The Hurricane able to take care of business the rest of the way. 63-54, Coach. And again, this is your lowest shooting percentage of the year, but you took care of everything else.
Yeah, the controllables. You talk about rebounding, the effort game. I thought we were outstanding in both those areas. We had 18 offensive rebounds, and we had 8 steals. So we knocked the ball loose a lot of times. So I felt really good about our effort, other than we just didn't shoot the ball well.
17 and 12 for Junior E2, another double-double. He's the American Athletic Conference Player of the Week. He had a terrific week for the Hurricane, and Tulsa goes 2-0 and gets ready for a matchup against Tulane coming up Thursday at the Reynolds Center. Back with more in a moment on The Frank Haith Show. Here's another edition of Baseline to Baseline with Alex Foree, who is a forward for the University of Tulsa men's basketball team from Fort Smith, Arkansas. And most recently, you were awarded a scholarship. What did that mean to you? What's it feel like?
It almost feels like a dream still, just from being a walk-on manager to a walk-on to earning the scholarship. It's a very humbling experience.
You are a mechanical engineering major. Why did you choose that field?
I mainly chose it because I really love cars and hopefully end up going to the automotive industry, and either in design or the testing of safety of the vehicles. So it's really interesting to me.
How hard is it? How hard is it to be at TU as a mechanical engineering major?
It's a lot to juggle, especially with basketball. So I'm always in class, and when I'm not in class, I'm in practice.
And in your free time, we know that you play piano. How long have you been playing piano?
I've been playing, I used to play for 8 years, and then with school and basketball now, I don't really play that often, but I always try to when I can.
And when you get a moment, right?
When I get a free chance. So.
Alex, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alex Fourie joining us on Baseline to Baseline. What a special young man, Alex Fourie, and I know it was special for you to give him that scholarship this semester, huh?
You know, we had the scholarship come open late, and we had to get a waiver done by the NCAA so we can use it. And it's just he's a wonderful young man. He's worked so hard. And for me, as I explained to the group, that I paid for my education, so I know how hard it is, you know, for your families, the burden, taking loans. And it's just I feel very honored to be able to help this young man because he's done so much for us.
And what was great was seeing the emotion, right?
Yeah, that was emotional for all of us too, and he was shocked. We talked to his mother the day before, and she was surprised and excited, and not as excited as that young man was, though.
Absolutely. As we continue on the Don Thornton Cadillac feature segment, it is Name That Tune with 60 Seconds with.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Oh, that's Fresh Prince. Come on, that's Fresh Prince. I don't know that. That's Will Smith, the Fresh Prince. That's the theme song. Now this isn't. Wait. Oh, I know this.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know this, where the beat is from, right? Mm-hmm. Now this is the story all about how my life got twisted upside down and how I like to take it. Yeah, I don't know.
I know this one though.
This is the story all about how my life got twisted upside down. I like to take a minute, just sit right there. I tell you how it came to friends of a town called Bel Air.
This is the story.
Oh, Fresh Prince.
Upside down.
Yeah, it's just Fresh Prince.
Right there. It's a town called Bel Air.
Okay, I see you, Will Smith. I see you, Willie. What's Philadelphia?
Born and raised on the playground, that's where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. Born and raised, that's how I spend most of my days. Chilling out, relaxing, all cool and shooting some b-ball outside the school. Couple of guys, looking no good. I was making trouble in the neighborhood. One little fight, my mom got scared. Said, "Hey, move, I'm going Bel Air."
You know this song?
I know this song, boy. Yeah. That's when you get out of the car, the yellow car.
Yeah. The taxi. West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my day. I watch this show every night.
I don't know the name of it.
I know it's Will Smith, I don't know the name of it. Fresh Prince theme song. That's who we going with. That's my show too. Right? Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
We're back on the Frank Haith Show, and Coach, it goes on Thursday, 6 o'clock, Tulane. Get there early, folks. 6 o'clock is the start time, but Tulane's a team you beat on the road.
Yeah, and at that time I thought it was a tremendous win, and they've had some great victories since we played them. And prior to, they had just won on the road at Temple. So very capable team. You know, we've got some really good talent, really good athletes. We've got to have to play very well to win the ball game.
And as you mentioned, of course, we're on the back nine of this 18-hole season, if you will. And Coach, boy, the standings are all jumbled up, but you've nudged yourself up to 4th place now, which is terrific.
It is, but a long way to go. And we understand that, you know, every game is important. Protecting the home court is extremely important.
All right, let's go do it, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hurricane taking on Tulane on Thursday. That wraps it up for the Frank Haith Show. I'm Bruce Howard. So long for now.
The Frank Haith Show, brought to you by Don Thornton Cadillac, Pepsi, River Spirit, TTCU, The Credit Union, Bill Knight Ford, and St. Francis Health System. The Frank Haith Show has been a presentation of Golden Hurricane Sports Properties and a Kane Vision production.